Welcome to my fragrance show. We'll learn together and grow together. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh Welcome to my fragrance show. I am Marshall's Blends Fragrance, and today we're going to be smelling two different oud fragrances. One is from Swiss Arabian, and it's called INARA OUD, INARA OUD, INARA, INARA, INARA OUD. And the other one is from the world in scents called STRATIX. Let's get it started. Let's start with INARA OUD. I love how it sounds. It sounds like a song. INARA OUD, INARA OUD, INARA, 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 INARA. Anyways, INARA OUD by Swiss Arabian is an amber fragrance. Top notes are saffron, lychee, and valerian. The middle notes are rose, raspberry, and peach. The base notes are vanilla, agar wood, which is oud, and teak wood. This is interesting. Let's check it out. It's an amber fragrance. It does say it's marketed for women. We can say it's a floral fragrance. It does have raspberry and peach, so it's a floral fruity fragrance. Floral fruity oud. It's a floral fruity oud. Let's see how true that is. Okay, here we go. Ooh. This is a good floral oud. The opening automatically reminds me of two of my very favorite floral ouds, Nocturnal by Perfumologist, and the floral oud, because there is a rose oud and a floral oud in Niche for All. Reminds me of the floral oud in Niche for All. Ah, it's so delicious, but that's just the opening. This does its own thing. That lychee that is in there, that peach that is in there, is giving it a whole other profile. It's saying, I am a fruity floral, but I am what would happen if a fruit and a flower were put together and what was produced was fruit petals on the flower. That's what this is giving me. It's delicious, and the oud is in there. This is fascinating thus far. Thus far, it is fascinating. Does it say it has vanilla? Because I pick up vanilla. Yes, it does have vanilla. It says vanilla. Yeah, this is really good. This is an impressive fragrance. Let me see. I know that somebody told me what it reminded them of. Jasmine from La Jolie to SCENTS, La Jolie to SCENTS on Instagram. She said, yup, it's like the fruity, airy version of Oud Mood. I really like it. I might pick up another bottle. Let me tell you something. For those of you who are not following La Jolie to SCENTS, you need to start following her. She is, for me, my go-to expert on Middle Eastern fragrances. She is. Yes, it is. I agree with you, La Jolie to SCENTS. This is not only full bottle worthy, this is full bottle and backup bottle worthy. Swiss Arabian, you killed it with this. INARA, 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 INARA. It's good. Now I wonder if it stays so good down to the dry down, because the vanilla is there and then that teak wood is in there too. So I'm assuming this is just going to become woodier. You know, the agar wood oud is not an overwhelming character here. The agar wood in here is that clean, some people may want to call it animalic or something. For me, it's a pleasant wood oud. STRATIX. I think I said Styrax. It's STRATIX. STRATIX. STRATIX in the world in scents. came out 2018. The nose behind this is Marc Saint-Marie. The top notes are cedar, bergamot, lemon verbena. Middle notes are amber, carnation, pine tree, oak woody notes, hay, and leather. And recently I found that I really do like hay. Base notes are agarwood, cypriol oil or nargamota, patchouli, musk, and oak moss. So this is one that is quite interesting, and they just call it a fragrance. We have a citric opening, an oak moss at the end, and there is no lavender. So it is not a fougere, although one could say, nah, it's a reach. So it's not a fougere. It's not a fougere, but it has a fougere opening and a fougere closing or base notes. So, but it doesn't have the lavender. Let's see how it smells. Oh, see? You see, this is a fougere. This is a fougere. This is a fougere. Oh my goodness, this is so delicious. Are you kidding me? What? This opening is delicious, delectable, citric. You get the oak moss. Something in there is playing the role of the lavender, and I want to say that it could be the pine tree, but something in there is playing that. Oh, this is so good. The opening is wonderful. I gotta give it to them. Have I smelled it before? Yes. Is it unique? No. Is it wonderful? Absolutely. And that agarwood, yes. You smell the oud, you smell this, the nargamota. All of this is coming out at the opening. That opening was wonderful, and I can imagine the dry down is going to be just as great. It's high concentration oil. It smells wonderful. So they both get a 40 out of 10. These two are, their opening is a 40 out of 10. And I feel almost like if you mix the floral and the citric of both of them, you create this interesting they work together. They work together. This is fascinating. I'm gonna leave it at a first impression. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. I do have a few errands to run. I'm back, and can I tell you something? Styrax. I keep saying Styrax. It's not Styrax. It's STRATIX. STRATIX is an awesome fragrance. I give it all of its props. Its projection and sillage is redonkulous, like unbelievable. And it is very strong. So what I was able to realize, I heard someone in the bank say, if I wanted to get smacked in the face, so you don't want to overspray this one, even though I will, because that's just me. But I believe if you have a full bottle, because clearly the stem in the full bottle will hold a little more. So what would be equal to one spray from the decant sample would be half, right? So you would be two of these would equal one in the actual perfume bottle. So with just two sprays, you're good. And that's coming from the inventor of the book bag strap technique. So STRATIX is wonderful though. It's very, I'm gonna say it's a verdant oud at the opening, and it just stays verdant, well, throughout. It's now about 2 hours, and it's still a green smelling oud to me up close. Diffused, it's a floral oud, like a really good floral oud. And so then you go to INARA oud, right? INARA oud. And INARA oud gives you the same energy. I'm gonna say that they are fracturnal fragrances. They're not fragdentical, they're fracturnal in the sense that they both do smell alike. Because I had a neighbor of mine smell them, and she said they both smell alike, just that this one, the STRATIX, is stronger. So the STRATIX is definitely stronger. It is, for me, what I would say is definitely a masculine smelling fragrance because it has that very green verdant energy to it. Even at the distance where you pick up a floral oud, it's a masculine floral oud, where the INARA oud is a lot softer. That's the proper word for it. It's softer. It doesn't have the greenness that the STRATIX has, but the INARA oud has that floral oud energy, and it's softer. So it projects well, has wonderful sillage. It's just not as loud. I know that some people use the word bombastic, and the word bombastic literally means to speak swollen rhetoric, right? It means to say a lot without saying nothing. But in the fragrance world, bombastic gives the idea of an explosion of fragrance. So that's what that word means in the fragrance world. So yes, this one is bombastic. First time I use it on my channel. And this one is the more subdued version of this one. Can I say that? They're not from the same house. But as far as fragrances are concerned, this one is really strong. And this one is the more calmer version, less green. Okay, sing me out. Goodbye, my lovely fragrance blenders. I'll see and smell you soon. Arrivederci tutti, ciao ragazzo e bello e bella.